I gotta tell you what, man. I love my dog, Dutch. You know, I went out for a bicycle ride, thought that'd be fun. And it was. I had a good time. I was out for, it was almost an hour, about 55 minutes I was out riding around. I really like to ride around in the morning when the sun's just coming up. And usually when I go for a bike ride, if the weather's nice, like it is today, I leave the door open and just have the screen door closed. Today, I don't know if I didn't close the door right or if the dog was jumping around, figured out how to open it. I don't know, but when I got home, that door was wide open, and that door was open. It was about that, what do you call that, hydraulic thing on the bottom. It's broken. I need to put a new one on it. But when you unlatch that door, it opens about a foot by itself. So I got home and that door was open about a foot. And that beautiful little pit bull there, he's a little fat. We feed him a lot. But he was laying right there by the door, waiting for me to come back. He could have so easily just walked off. And that's at least the third time that's happened, where that door was wide open and that dog stayed in the house. He loves to go outside. He's got his own door on that side of the house. On the back, there's a fenced-in area there and that little tiny doggy door, so he can come in and out as he pleases. But he knows we don't want him to go out that door, and unless he's got his leash on, he doesn't. Now, if I go out there and stand on the porch, if I'm out there for more than 5 minutes or so, he'll come out there and stand on the porch with me, and I always put him right back in the house. But you gotta appreciate a dog that cares enough about what you think, I guess, that he's lazy. He's got Lyme disease. Yeah. Or had Lyme disease. It's not something you can really get over, as far as I know. Although I have heard of people with Lyme disease going carnivore and almost feeling like they're normal. But carnivore doesn't fix Lyme disease. It just helps. How do you say? Everything around the disease, so the Lyme disease doesn't affect you as badly. But carnivore is not a miracle drug. Carnivores are a miracle diet. It's a lifestyle change that really works to make you feel a lot better, and it fixes a lot of things. I personally, you've all heard it before, I'm sure. I was obese. I mean, ridiculously fat, and I had skin psoriasis. I had dark patches on this side of my face. They were really dark. It looked like a huge birthmark, but it was something that grew from the time I was 35 till I went carnivore. And I went carnivore, and I would say within 3 to 4 months, that all cleared up. I had the skin psoriasis problem was really bad around the bottom of my arms, elbows, and that completely cleared up too. And I had diabetes, and it was bad. I had to give myself shots in the stomach, and it was part 2 though. But I would say it only took about 2 or 3 weeks of carnivore completely fixed that. I had to call my doctor and say, "Hey, what am I supposed to do? My sugar's fine, Yeah, so they tested me several times. She's like, "You're not diabetic anymore." And I even went to the hospital at one time, and they kept me there all day, feeding me every 2 hours. And then every hour in between that, they'd check my sugar, and of course, they took my A1C and everything, and I was fine. I wasn't even close to being a diabetic, even though the food they were giving me was horrible food I would never eat at home. Well, I wouldn't say horrible. It tasted good, and it was really hard to get over. That I'm addicted to carbs, and it was really hard to come home and not want to eat. Well, I did want to eat more carbs, but I knew better not to do that. So, thanks for at least a little bit of brains. I ain't got a lot, but I got enough to know better than that. So, yeah. Oh, you're a beautiful puppy. So anyway, yeah, I had arthritis so bad that I have a studio, an actual studio downstairs, and I had arthritis so bad that not only I couldn't hold my guitar for more than maybe between 3 and 5 minutes, and after that, oh, my back hurt so bad, my hips would hurt, and I couldn't even go down into my studio. Only at best, I could do once a day. I could go down to the studio and back up, but I better not have to come upstairs and get anything, because once I came back upstairs, I was done for the day. It was just so painful. It hurt so bad. My knees, my back, my hips, they would hurt. Oh, it was ungodly. My ankles hurt so badly, and I went carnivore in somewhere between 2 and 4 weeks. That went away, completely went away, and I noticed. At least I thought it completely went away. But something I noticed was that every week or two, I felt a little bit better and a little bit better. Just constantly getting a little bit better till I'm to the point that I am now. I'm not perfect. I've had problems, and I have to say this: I should have made this into an actual video all about this one topic. Maybe I will later, but I've been carnivore for 3 years. No, it'll be 3 years in late August that I've been a carnivore. And I have made mistakes along the way, many, many times. You just got to jump right back on that bus, Jump back on that, get back on that train, But I've talked about it that I've had 3 strokes. I've been carnivore for 3 years. I've had 3 strokes. But what I never think to say, and I always probably should, is my first stroke, the biggest one I had, it killed me. That stroke killed me. I was not carnivore then. I was not doing carnivore then. And the other strokes I've had 2 minor strokes since then. And it's unbelievably minor. As a matter of fact, the second stroke, when they did the CAT scan, the MRI, and all kinds they did over $40,000 out of my pocket tests. So my guess is my insurance company must have paid well over $250,000 on all these tests just to find out they can't see any trace of a stroke. They don't know what happened, why I had the stroke, because there was no reason for it. And I know what the reason was. I don't know if I should say it, but it was a certain vaccine that I took so that I could go see my girlfriend in Thailand at the time, who died anyway. So, anyway, that's a long, sad story, but anyway, that's something that I really need to remember to tell people, is that big major stroke that set me on that path of strokedness. That happened way before I was doing carnivore. I actually had gone whole foods after that stroke, and I lost 30 or 40 pounds, and I was feeling a lot better, and I was doing a lot better, and I was never supposed to not be blind again. They weren't too sure, but they said probably never walk. If I do walk, I'll never walk straight again. And my outlook was really bad, and it got a little bit better. I grew my own garden, and I had rabbits and chickens, made my own food, and I don't know why really exactly, but I did that, and it made me lost 30, 40 pounds, and I was eating really good. I was eating a lot, and then and feeling better, and then I don't exactly know what got into me. I went carnivore. I heard Jordan Peterson talking about it. I started looking at carnivore stuff. Dr. Anthony Chafee, and a big one. I barely ever watch him, but at that time I was watching him a lot. Was who's the doctor? Barry, Ken Barry, and I thought about it, and then I seen a video from this guy named Rick, and I'm like, oh man, this guy's been carnivore for a long time, and he seems totally healthy. So I don't think it could be that bad. And I said, I'm doing it. And I went carnivore, and I'll tell you what, the first few days of carnivore, I lost 4.5 pounds a day. And that's when all that inflammation was coming off of me, and the arthritis was going away, and my diabetes was going away. And man, I couldn't be more happy. Thank you, Petersons. Thank you, Ken Berry. Thank you, Dr. Chafee. And thank you so much, Rick. Man, you guys, you saved my life. I've had 2 strokes since then, but they were minor. The second one I had was so minor they couldn't even see evidence that I'd had it. The third one, they could see evidence that I had it, and I'll be honest with you. I have been honest all along, but I smoked. I cut back on cigarettes, but not very much, and I would have weekdays, times that I was just weak, and you can't function your whole life on willpower. Willpower will not work for everything all the time. Actually, I don't think willpower will work for anything all of the time. It's going to let you down. You're going to let yourself down. And that's basically what happened when I would smoke. I'd smoke a whole bunch in one day. I'd do maybe really great for 5 or 6 days out of the week. I only have very few cigarettes, but then bang, go crazy, smoking a whole bunch one day. Not even think about it till the end of the day and look back and go, oh, hey, man, there's 3 empty packs of cigarettes in the trash on my land. And I could tell that night I wasn't feeling too good. I don't know what gets into you, and I'm still trying to quit. I'm doing a lot better. I am doing a lot better than before. But it's one of those, I'm an addict. I'm a carb addict, and I'm a nicotine addict. And actually, I don't think it's the nicotine that really has me hooked. It's just that action, doing this all the time, And I don't know. I guess it's an addictive personality. I maybe that's what it's called. I don't know. That sounds like a good thing, doesn't it? Oh, he's got an addictive personality. It sounds like, oh, you make people love you. People get addicted to you, But no, not that kind of addicted. Anyway. This video was going to be a short. I was just going to talk about how wonderful my puppy doggy is. Yeah, he's half pit bull and half leopard dog. If you know what a leopard dog is, they were bred to hunt for wild boar and grizzly bear, and he's kind of fat, but he's very strong and super fast. And man, if he wanted to, he could tear my head off in 10 seconds easy. But he's such a good boy. He's such a good little boy. Oh, I love him to death. That's Dutch. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I made a video that's ridiculously long, even though in my head it was going to be less than a minute and a half. That shows you how much I know. Nothing. I don't know nothing. Anyway, if you watched all the way through, well, congratulations. There's no prize, but You made me feel pretty good. Yeah, watching my crazy videos. Just got back from a big, almost an hour long bike ride. I think I said that already. I know I did, in fact. But, hey, now I don't know how to close the video. So I'll just say, have a great weekend. The weekend's coming. Hang in there, guys. Have a good weekend. I'm getting better every day. I see Mitch is getting better every day. And man, that is awesome. You know, I don't mean to make this an hour long video, but you know, you need to know this. Going carnivore is a great thing. It's going to fix a lot of problems. But man, it won't take all the stuff you did before away right away. It just won't. I mean, you know, if you eat and drink a bottle of cyanide, it's going to kill you, and it doesn't matter how much. It doesn't matter how much medicine they try to shove down your throat. You're dead, and then you're not going to come back to life. And that's carnivore. You know, carnivore is going to fix a lot of things, but the things I did in the past, I used to be a really heavy drinker. At one time I was drunk for 2 years solid. I used to be a super heavy smoker. I was smoking 3.5 packs a day without a problem. That's never stopping, and that's waking up every hour or two at night and having a cigarette too. And I ate pizza every day for 2 or 3 years. And when I wasn't doing that, I was still eating pasta, and I loved spaghetti and stuff like that. And man, I ate that stuff like crazy. I was so big around that you wouldn't even believe it. And hell, I couldn't believe it, you know. But I was. Anyway, carnivore fixes a lot of that. It really does. It is this close to being a miracle. But it's not a miracle. If you did stuff to yourself, it may take several years for that to get better, even on the strictest carnivore. Because carnivore, it can't take away your past. Your past is still there. So, yeah, you know, people that go carnivore, they might have strokes. And they might get sick sometimes. We all do. We're human. Things happen to us. And a lot of what happens 5 years from now has something to do with something you did 5 years before now. I mean, man, some of that food that I was eating, it was nothing but pure poison. I was just too darn stupid to realize it. So, anyway, I just want you to know that, you know, don't look at, people who've had strokes or whatnot and go, it's because of carnivore, because I really don't think it is. I think that carnivore helps all that, especially heart problems, vascular problems. I mean, I've never seen anything help somebody with a cardiovascular problem the way carnivore does. Even though the doctors say, "Oh no, you're going to kill yourself." Oh my God, I've known now at this point, I've known at least 20 people who had serious cardiovascular problems, should have died long before now, and they're doing great on carnivore. And you know what, man? This is great. This is great. And that's why I talk about it all the time, you know. And I'm sorry that I went on a big, long, boring video with the camera turned the wrong way and everything else. But, hell, I might not even put this up. Anyway, you guys, weekend's coming. Hang in there. It's going to be a nice one. Have a wonderful weekend. Man, I know I'm going to. All right. Bye-bye.